Okay, thank you. Congrats, like that's
You had them all
at the beginning stages. Yeah, literally.
Wait, do you see
Hi everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you all showing up and on time, not like last night. No shade, no shade. I appreciate everyone's time. Welcome. But before we get started, I'd like to give a little introduction to the show. I can tell you just a little bit about it. I will be sharing a few stories from my life. A few of these stories will center around family, around my sexuality, around sex. If any of those topics don't really strike your fancy, I totally encourage you and welcome you to head on out. I will not be offended. I will also say, this is a preview, I think this night will just be a tiny bit more interesting because some of these stories involve some of the audience members here tonight. So, when I bring up these stories, feel free to not laugh too loudly, you will out yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. I encourage you all to make as much noise as you'd like. If you think something is funny, please laugh. I would appreciate it. If you think something is sexy, I don't know, give me some snaps, give me some energy, some good energy. I also encourage you all to have fun. I hope you have fun. I have a good time. My name is Julio Chávez. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I'd like to present my capstone, Marico, Vida. October 2017, the month I finally turned 21. I've been looking forward to turning 21 since forever. I was tired of not being able to go clubbing with my friends or buy my own drinks. I was so hyped up for my birthday that I started planning the party months in advance. I told my friends, you better clear your schedules because it's going to be a poppin'-ass party, you better come. When the time finally rolled around, on October 21st, we were ready. We had Terra packed with all my closest friends, some good music, good food, and just good drinks. Now, my party was fun. It was so fun that I even convinced some of my friends from UC Santa Barbara to drive their asses all the way up here. We'll call them Gabe and Eddie. Now, don't get me wrong. I was looking forward to having some fun with my friends, get down, just enjoy the night with them. I had another mission though. I was looking for some sex, some good old birthday sex to top off this night of celebration. I was scoping out the crowd. I was looking, who's here? Who's at this party? Unfortunately, I knew everyone at this party because they were all my friends, so just kind of off limits at this point. Now, as I'm scoping around, I just noticed my friends Gabe and Eddie talking to two of my friends from Stanford. We'll call them Pat and Rodney. Of course, my nosy ass decides to try to tune in on the conversation. What are they talking about? What's going on over there? For once in my life, I decided to mind my own business and continue drinking and dancing with my friends. A few minutes pass. Later that night, I casually again just look around, making sure everyone's having a good time. I then notice my friends Pat and Gabe making out. I notice my friends Rodney and Eddie leave the party. I thought, what the hell's going on here? Don't get me wrong, I was happy for them. I'm having a good time. They're getting to know each other on a much more intimate level. I just couldn't help but think, where the hell was mine at? I came for a good ass time. I was trying to get some. Now, I'm no stranger to throwing a good party. My sophomore year, I lived in Murray, room 221. I have to specify which room, because if you ever have to live in Murray, which I hope to God you never have to, try to get to live in room 221, because you will have a balcony all to yourself. My sophomore year, my roommate, we'll call him Daniel, and I decided to throw my friend Peyton a birthday party. Now, of course, it's Peyton's birthday party. She's gonna invite her friends over. I met a bunch of new cool people that night. Things got a little wild pretty quickly. We decided to play this game called Speed Wine. Is anyone familiar with it? Ever heard of it? No. I'll gladly tell you how it plays. Speed Wine is when you circle up with a group of friends, grab a bottle of wine, but in our case, we decided to get a gallon of wine. You pass it around in a circle, chug as much as you can, and time yourselves until you finish the entire bottle. Lo and behold, we are drunk by the end of this game. When I'm drunk, I get really hungry or really horny. I was the latter that night. What I do to alleviate this, I get on my favorite app called Grindr. I started searching for whoever I can invite over. Now, because I love attention, I was kind of just vocalizing what I was doing as I was doing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get on Grindr. I'm gonna message this boy. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. This boy that I was trying to message was someone I liked my freshman year, who my roommate Daniel had heard too many stories about, too many times. When my friend Daniel heard that I was trying to get this boy to come over, of course he was frustrated. I had actually told him at one point, Daniel, if I ever mention this boy again, please slap me. I didn't think he would take me seriously for that, because he actually did slap me. But I fought back. I looked at my roommate. He's pretty tall, a little bit bigger than I am. He wrestled in high school. I wasn't afraid though. I looked at him, dead in the eye, took my hand, and backhanded him across the face. I get pretty bold when I'm drunk. He and I looked at each other very intensely. Luckily, our other friend was there in the room to stop us before we decided to kick each other's asses. The night doesn't end there, though. I decided I was a little too tipsy. I was going to stop. I sat down in my chair, tried to catch my breath. My roommate, Daniel, said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. He leaves, minutes pass, I kind of zone in and out. He comes back, his arm covered in blood. Daniel, what the hell happened? What did you do? Why is your arm bloody? What the fuck happened? I don't know. I don't remember. The fuck you mean you don't remember? Your arm's bloody, dude. What happened? Later I found out that he had punched the bathroom window and broke it. Again, you think the night is over. Also that night, after our wonderful game of speed wine, one of our friends had unfortunately been a little too drunk. The fire department had to come pick her up because she had to be transported. Letting you know she was okay. got really scared. I had to hide. I didn't want to be held responsible. So I did. I hid. They took her away. She was fine. She had her friends. I did not leave her unsupported. The night finally ended. Go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I recounted everything that happened the night before. I thought of how I slapped my roommate, and that was pretty over the line. I go into his room. He's awake. I said, "Hey, Daniel, I'm sorry for slapping you last night, dude. That wasn't cool." You slapped me last night? Yes, I slapped you last night. You slapped me, so I slapped you. What the hell? I don't remember that. I don't remember. Bruh. I give all my friends the same advice. If you want to have great sex, get you a 38-year-old. And the reason why, they're old enough to know what they're doing and do it well, but young enough to have all this energy to keep going. I spent my last summer in New York City. I'm in my apartment one night, pretty bored. Again, when I'm bored, I either eat or go on Grindr. I do the latter because I was having an appetite for something else. I get on the app, I casually scroll through. Thankfully, New York City is filled with fine-ass men close to my apartment. I look around. I see this muscular man come across my feed. I open his profile. He's posing. He got the biceps. I noticed that he's 38. I was taken aback. I'm not going to lie to you. Then I thought, you know what? He's younger than double my age. It's fine. It's no problem whatsoever. I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, what's up?" This is the casual back and forth, the usual back and forth that happens on Grindr. "Hey, what's up?" "Not much. How you doing?" "Not doing much. I'm bored. How about you?" "Yeah, same." "Looking to do something tonight?" "Yes." Basically, that's how our conversation goes. Luckily, I booked the appointment for that night. He lives not too far from me. He lives right up the street. I decided to get my happy ass on the bus to get to my dick appointment. I finally arrived to his apartment. He lets me in. Now, he was a gentleman. I'll tell you that. That is the truth. We go in, he guides me to the sofa. He offers me a drink. Now, I wasn't 21 at the time, but in my mind I was, so of course, I let him get me a drink. I asked for white wine, he had it. This man had money. He had an apartment all to himself in Manhattan. He gets me the wine, we talk a little bit, we get to know each other. I find out how he's able to afford this apartment is because he's in software engineering. Surprise. Now we're drinking our drinks, having a good conversation. A few minutes into the conversation, we kind of stop and look at each other. No words. When you reach this point in a Grindr hookup, it basically communicates that the conversation is now over and it's time to start sex. We look at each other, we lean in for the kiss, we start kissing. I start to feel some tongue, I give some tongue back. It progresses. He then takes me up to go to his bedroom. We go to the bedroom. Now, let me remind you, this is a muscular man. Little old me can just be carried away with anything. He throws me onto his bed. I won't lie, everything happened pretty quickly, so I don't remember everything. All I remember is that the shirts come off, the pants come off. Next thing I know, he flips me around. Now I'm on top of him. Naturally, I show him what I could do. that my mouth can do a lot more than just talk shit. Move down. Of course he likes what I do, so we continue. He then flips me back on my back. Next thing I know, my legs come up. He just goes in. I won't lie to you, he wasn't the biggest that I've had, which, by the way, size does not matter. Because when I tell you I had to put myself back together again after that night. I'm on my back, he's going at it for a few minutes. Now, when I'm in this position, I don't just keep my hands to myself. Oh, no, no, no. I knew I could tell what my man was packing in the front, but I had to make sure he was packing in the back. I moved my hands across his back, down to the glutes. When I tell you this man had money and ass, I heard wedding bells. I'm on my back for a few more minutes. Next thing I know, after I smack his ass a few times, he puts me onto my stomach. He was going at it so much. I'm pretty sure I left a dent in his mattress after this little thing. We eventually both finished. It's great. I had a wonderful time. At the end of a grinder hookup, usually you expect your hookup to maybe call your Uber and tell you to go home. But again, my man is a gentleman. We talk a little bit. We get to know each other a bit more. He tells me his plans of travel. After our conversation, he asked me, round two? Hell yeah, round two. Unfortunately though, he did not have any protection. Safety first, kids. So, I go back to my apartment that night. I walk in, I see my roommate. She's there. She takes one look at me. She said, damn, bitch, you're glowing. Girl, I wonder why.
Yes.
Can we agree that middle school is a shitty ass time?
Yes.
Yes. When I was in middle school, I got bullied a lot. I was going through puberty, my armpits started to stink, my face started to break out. The kids made fun of me. They'd say, Julio, you have such a big nose. Do you want to get a nose job one day? Julio, you look like Squidward from SpongeBob. Don't worry, I can laugh about it now. Feel free to laugh. I honestly thought during middle school, I was going to be this ugly little gremlin that no one would ever find cute. That I, myself, can never benefit from being beautiful. I was wrong. Before I started my summer in New York City, of course, I had to get on a 6-hour plane ride to get there. During my flight, I knew in the 6 hours, I would eventually get hungry. When the flight attendants shared their menus, of course I had to order. I decided to order their protein box. I was trying to get buff, so I ordered the protein. The flight attendant eventually brings me my food. He hands me the box. I start to eat. As I'm eating, I noticed that no one had charged me yet for my meal. I thought that was a little weird. I, of course, didn't want to bring it up with the flight attendants because my ass was trying to save some money. So I didn't say anything. I thought maybe he'll charge me later. I finish my meal. I end up taking a nap on the flight. I wake up. There's about 2, maybe 1.5 hours until we land at JFK. I finished the flight without getting charged for this meal. I thought it was a mistake. I was not going to say anything about it. I was just going to take my $7 and be on my way. Later that night, once I'm settled in my apartment, I'm bored. I decided to get on Grindr again. I open up the app. I notice I have a new message. I open it. The first message said, "Hey, did you fly in from SFO today?" I thought, how in the hell did he know that? Again, me being the nosy bitch that I am, of course I have to know how they have this information. I responded with, haha, yes, I did. I worked your flight. Oh, you were one of the flight attendants. Yeah. Did you order one of those snack boxes?
Oh.
Haha, yeah, I did. He introduces himself. He also tells me, yeah, I thought you were pretty cute. That's why I didn't charge you for it. I'm out here getting free meals and I don't plan on stopping.
Oh.
February 4th, 2013. I'm hanging out in my room, not doing much. Probably watching some TV, eating some hot Cheetos, doing little cute high schooler things. There's a knock on my door. My mom walks in. She starts a conversation with me. How are you doing? What are you doing? What's up? I answer these questions for her. She then shifts her tone a bit, a little bit lower, a little bit more serious. Yaron? Aaron is Aaron, the boy who had slept over the night before. Mijo, es weird. ¿Nunca quieres tus amigos aquí en la casa? I never meet your friends before. What's different? Well, what's different is that I was dating this boy, so of course I wanted him to sleep over. He just wants to come and hang out, Mom. You know, spend the night, play some video games. Not much. Oh? No. Mijo, how you meet him? Where you meet him, my friend? I wasn't going to tell her the truth that I had met this boy who was 3 years older than me on Facebook. So I had to lie. Mom, he graduated last year from my high school. And so we knew each other last year. That's how. Okay. And Aaron is gay? When your mom asks you a question like that, she already knows the answer. So it's kind of just best to play it safe and tell the truth. Yeah, Mom, yeah, he's gay. Mijo, yeah. I love all people. Okay? I love Aaron the same way too. Don't think I don't like the gay people. Okay? Okay, Mom, yeah, I believe you, yeah. Okay, that's good, it's good. You know? Gay people, very nice. I started to get a little bit more nervous, a little bit more tense when she was bringing the subject around me. Mijo, ¿eres gay? This wasn't the first time she's asked me that. A few months before this, she and I were walking to the store together, having casual conversation. She then drops that bomb on me. At the time, of course I denied it. No, I'm not gay. Why would you say that? However, after that conversation, I had promised myself that if she ever asked me like that again, I would tell her the truth. Mom, yeah, I am. Mijo, why not tell me before? Why? Why do you keep it a secret from me? Mom, I don't know. I'm scared. People like me usually don't talk about it. Mijo, you know I love you no matter what. No matter what, I love all people. Why? You don't need to hide that from me no more. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Well, the people push me home. Now, tell your dad. Mom, to my room. I go back to trying to relax from that weird, brief, intense conversation. A few moments pass. Later that night, I hear another knock at my door. My dad walks in. My mom took the liberty of playing messenger to tell him that I am gay. His reaction, though, caught me by surprise. He came in not angry, but he was crying. He was crying as he embraced me, telling me to give him a hug. He wasn't ashamed of me being gay. He was mostly worried for me. Because a few years prior to this conversation, his brother, who was also gay, passed away from complications of HIV. He didn't want me to have the same fate. He and I shared little to no words during that embrace. It was the first time I ever saw him cry. It's very hard for me to process this reality that is so different from many people that I know. At 16 years old, I had the full support of my parents. I didn't have to hide anymore. Do I have any seniors in the house? Woo! How many of you have gone to senior nights? Surprisingly, I actually like senior nights. You think it's just this awkward event, which it still is. This awkward event of running into people you haven't spoken to since freshman year. It's an event where you realize that there are nearly maybe 1,000 more people in our class that you have just never seen before. I have a lot of fun. They're pretty eventful for me. Winter quarter, week 3. The senior night that week was hosted at the Old Pro. The Old Pro, if you're not sure what that is a sports bar in Palo Alto. For some reason, I really wanted to go to senior nights. It was a sports bar, but I didn't care. Before I left, I thought, you know what? If I'm going to go to a sports bar, my gay ass needs to drink something, so I am not dealing with sports sober. I down a few cups of wine. I head over to the event. Get it past the long line, I'm inside. One of my friends, random white friends, bought us all drinks. It was great. I'm sipping my drink. I look outside the window to see this long line, to see who's relevant coming into the event. I'm looking around, try to see some people I recognize. Then I notice 2 of my friends in line. We'll call them Rodney and Michael. I'm just looking around. I see them. Oh, cool. They're going to be here. We'll be inside us in a few moments. I'm looking again. When I see the 2 of them again, I notice that they're making out. They're in line. I quickly turn away. I'm not going to lie. I was hurt. One of them, I low-key tried to get out earlier this year, which didn't go well, which is fine. The other, I have been attracted to for a couple years now. I was hurt. I decided to shake it off, continue drinking my drink, and enjoy the night. Later that night, I get a text from Rodney. He finally answers my text message, telling me where he was at. Hey, I'm at the bar, come through. All right. I walk over to the bar, see him there. Michael's nowhere in sight. Rodney and I get to talking. He just tells me, hey, there's a lot of cute people here. There's a lot of cute people here. A lot of cute people in Zapata. Just a lot of cute people all around. Yeah, I agree, sure. Yeah, cute people, yes, definitely. He and I are both pretty tipsy at this point in the night. When I consume enough alcohol, I get a little bolder than usual. He's talking about all these cute people. I thought, you know what? What the hell? I tell him, you know what? Hey, I gotta be honest with you. I think you're pretty cute. Damn, really? I think you're pretty cute too. Oh, really? We do this awkward little back and forth for a few minutes. Next thing I know, his hand comes around my waist. I like where I'm at. Okay, I can dig it. I thought, you know what? Just make a move. I kind of just look at him. He looks at me. We go in for a slight peck or two. Bam, I'm doing this shit. We do a few pecks. I come back. I ask him, hey, want to get a third? Yeah, I'm down. But who should we ask? Who should we ask? Michael. My scheming ass knew we had chemistry, the two of them had chemistry, why not just bond the chemistry together? He was down. He was down. He and I decided to walk over to find Michael and ask him of our plans. We find him. I say, hey Michael, you trying to get in on this three-way or what? Yeah. I'm down. Great. I was telling them, you know what? I got my own room and stuff. I thought we can just go there. Unfortunately, they weren't ready to go quite yet from senior night. However, I knew we had made plans for that night. I could wait. Rodney and I decided to go to the bar. The music was pretty bumping at the sports bar, surprisingly. Next thing I know, we're at this bar. Rodney kind of grabs my waist a bit. He's just leaning across the bar. Next thing I know, I'm like this against his front area. The inner hoe in me activated. I had this opportunity, I had to take it. The music was good, it was perfect. To just shake my ass in front of him. I'm going at it, I'm doing what I can do. Again, thinking to myself, damn bitch, I'm really doing that. I got so excited I decided to live text this to some of my friends. As I'm backing it up on him, I'm just texting, bro, you won't believe what's happening. We keep going at it. Again, you think the night is over. I keep going at it. Next thing I know, he puts his hands on my waist. Perfect. If ever going to grind on you, hands on waist. Hands on the waist. I keep going at it. He moves his hands down my legs. All right, this is good. He goes up near my stomach. All right, okay. He puts his hands under my shirt. Oh, all right, okay, skin to skin. Next thing I know, his hands are down my pants in the middle of the sports bar. I feel a little grab. Again, I'm drunk. I don't care. I like it. We do that for a few minutes. I just back away. Michael comes over. He decides to join in on the fun. Next thing I know, the two of them are kissing right in front of me. Damn. Am I getting in on this? Then Rodney kisses me, then I kiss Michael, then the three of us are kissing each other. The queerest shit the sports bar has probably ever seen. Now, at the end of this little makeout session, I thought, what the hell are we still doing here? Let's go back. The three of us decided to make plans to go back. We get on the bus, back to Tressiter, drops us off, we're walking back to Zapata. Unfortunately, Rodney had changed his mind, deciding to go home, which is fine. I'm not going to push anyone. Michael and I walk him close to his dorm. After Rodney leaves, Michael and I talk a little bit about the night, recapping. I'm about to go. I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back to Zapata. Can I give you a hug? Goodbye? Michael tells me, you don't get more than a hug. He grabs my face, we start kissing a little bit more in the middle of this area. I told him, why not? Come back to Zapata. He was down. We start walking back. We passed the law school. We passed the law school. He then stops me. He asks me, hey, are you into public stuff? I was. I tell him yes. He and I go to the staircase near the law school terrace. We start making out there. All right, nothing too wild for the middle of the night. We then go up the stairs to the terrace. You can see the ivy, the lights above, the stars in the sky. It was so romantic. So I do what I naturally do, get on my knees. I show him what's up on this law school terrace. Thinking everything is just fine. Unfortunately, out of my peripheral vision, I do see some people walking around in the library. I get a little panicked. I stop what I'm doing. I get up. He and I decided to cut it there. We leave. I actually go back to Sabata by myself. He goes back to his dorm. I tell you, that was one wild ass night. And more to come. This school year, I was one of the speakers at FACES. FACES, just as a little refresher for everyone, is just an event to welcome the incoming class during NSO with a story. They have a few student speakers. I feel like historically they decided to choose some traumatic event to tell the young incoming class. I was one of them. I decided to share a story about my dad, about his passing away. That happened a few years ago. I honestly looked at FACES as this process. You know what? I didn't have time to grieve. Maybe I can grieve. I can reprocess this as I write the speech over the summer. Didn't really work out that way. I remembered a lot of details that I had tried to store away, to hide away from my memory. This all came up in my speech. I do the speech. It works out fine. People cheer me on, admiring me, I guess, for my resilience, for sharing my story in front of such a big crowd. Days pass. I'm in student dining. I see a few nervous freshmen who recognize me from FACES. Hey, I liked your speech. First, thank you. I appreciate it so much. After FACES, there's an event. It's called Class Confessions. You get a few of the speakers who talked about class in their speech to kind of just recap with the froshies who attend. One freshman had asked us all a question that kind of just stood out to me. Yeah, I liked everyone's speech. I just had a question. Why weren't you guys more emotional during? I liked it. I just why? What happened? At the moment, I kind of chuckled at the question. He was basically asking us why we didn't break down on stage in front of so many people, which I basically replied to him when I answered his question. You know what? Didn't feel like crying in front of 2,000 strangers, that's why. That question stuck with me though. Why would he question such difficult moments in our lives as not emotional because we didn't cry in front of him? Because we didn't express, we didn't break down in front of all these people. It must not have hurt that much if we didn't do that. It was though. I had to hold it together during that speech. It took a lot of energy from me. As much as it's hard to admit, I think that FACES might not have been my best decision here at Stanford, to speak at FACES. It brought up all these memories for me. I basically tried to treat it as therapy. It just didn't work. I had these fresh memories of my father's passing in my mind going into fall quarter of this year, which I consider my worst time here at Stanford. I couldn't get out of my head. I wasn't going to class. I didn't care that I was not going to class, wasn't doing my assignments. I tried to play it off with my friends and whoever I was talking to was like, oh, I'm tired. I don't care. I did though. I was even experiencing this stress during my birthday party. A time I was supposed to be celebrating getting drunk with my friends. Back at this party, after I noticed my friends had left to hoe around with each other, I couldn't get focused. I was thinking to myself that night that, you know what, to make this a good night, to make this the perfect night, I need to have someone in my bed. I need to leave here with someone to get my mind off things. I left with a little bit more on my mind that night. During that party, as I was scoping around for someone to dance with at least, there was one person I wasn't really familiar with at my party. I assumed it was a mutual friend. I didn't question it. This person was trying to, dance on me. I wasn't really interested. Just tried to casually run away throughout the night, backing my ass on the wall instead of just an open space. At the end of the party, it was time to clean up. We were cleaning up. Everything was going on at once. I was stressed about my assignments. I thought to myself, I shouldn't have partied tonight because I have so much to do tomorrow and the day after. And amidst all this chaos, while we were cleaning up, the same person who had been trying to dance on me that night started talking to me. Now, it was loud. I couldn't really hear, so I leaned in. Again, I was pretty tipsy that night. The next thing I know, this person had taken my chin and given me a kiss. I was a little bit surprised. Again, in the moment, I didn't think much of it. Oh, you know what, it's just a kiss. All right, chill. That's all right, it's fine. The more I thought about it, though, as days passed, I started to get angry. I started to get angry because I didn't tell that person they could kiss me. For so long, I downplayed it so much. I thought, Julio, it's just a kiss, whatever. We have sex with everyone, why does it matter? It did matter though. When I think about this person, I get angry. I don't want to say anything now because I feel like it's too late. It's just a kiss. People have gone through worse. You shouldn't say anything about it, move on. For so many months, I downplayed whatever I was going through. I started to think to myself, am I having too much sex? Which was weird for me to think because I'm always telling people to have sex. Yes, give him head, eat that ass, do it all. For me, I started to look at sex as a coping mechanism. I can't tell you how embarrassing it is that I can say I had more people in my bed than the number of assignments I turned in on time. The amount of I'm sorry's to my professors when I didn't turn something in on time, when I didn't go to class. I was skipping class, not doing my homework, but you know what? If I just had sex with one person that night, or many in a week, I was good. These thoughts got more intense fall quarter, winter quarter, because that's not what I came here to do. I kept thinking to myself, I must be disappointing the hell out of my parents right now. I didn't come here to do that. I came here to get an education. This year, none of that mattered. I thought, you know what? If someone can find me attractive, I'll feel good about myself. It's hard to feel good when I can tell you, oh yeah, this is the person I had sex with last night, but I can't tell you what I learned in class because I didn't go. It's very hard to experience this kind of pressure every day. when you're the first in your family to go to college, how can you just say you're barely skating by when every time you don't go to class you just think, what are my parents thinking of right now? They're out there asses hustling that got me here. If there's one piece of advice I can give you before leaving tonight, I encourage all of you to ignore a phone call from your parents and send them straight to voicemail. You might be thinking, what the hell are you telling me to do? If I did that, my parents would beat my ass. October 17th, 2015. It's one day before my birthday. My roommate and I decided to throw a little birthday party for me. We invite some friends, get some drinks, get a little... The night went great. A little too great, because I got so churned that I knocked out for the next morning. When it's my birthday, my parents would always call me as soon as they woke up, which can be from anywhere as early as 6 or 5 a.m. to as late as 8 a.m., all times very early for me, to wish me a happy birthday. I was so knocked out from the night before that I missed our phone call. When I woke up the next morning, I checked for that voicemail from them. It was a voicemail of my mom and dad singing me happy birthday. I immediately called them back, get my happy birthday, say thank you, I love you, and goodbye. I didn't know that 2.5 months later, my dad would pass away on January 1st, 2016. It was the last birthday that he would be around. I can't explain how great of a mistake I had made in missing that phone call. The best I can do at this point is imagine what my dad would say to me next month when I get my diploma. I can only imagine what he would say to me when he sees me get my degree. I can only imagine his pride for me when I finally walk down that aisle. That's the best I can do at this point. But I consider myself so lucky that I'll never forget his voice, that for as long as I keep this voicemail, which will be forever, for as long as I live, I will never miss out on hearing my dad sing me happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love y'all. So next time your parents call you, send them straight, hit decline and send them straight to voicemail. I really have much after this. It's 8:55. Let's drink. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all coming out tonight.
Every moment we're coming, like,
Right.
every single day.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Travis, thank you so much for coming. Oh shit, I Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
I love you so much.
Holy Spirit.
Oh my God, there's so much to think about. Wow. Thank you for having me. I actually should have written down. I would have been
I'm glad y'all cried.
Mouse turning from laughing and then
Thank you so much.
you literally all made me.
Let's drink milk. Oh, sorry. Oh, damn. I should. If y'all love me, you wanna help me fold chairs?
Yes! Go fold these black chairs. I really do with
Oh, the little ones can go to like the side, but the folding chairs can be folded. On the side, just on the side. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Okay.